Relax and you will manifest everything you want. Stoic philosophy. Have you ever stopped to consider that the harder you pursue something, the more elusive it appears? You exert yourself, you dedicate your efforts, you pursue your aspirations with unwavering commitment. But what if I suggested that the very instant you cease the relentless chase is when everything you've been striving for begins to gravitate toward you effortlessly? It's akin to a magnet. The greater your attempt to pull, the more it repels. However, what transpires when you simply release your grip? The magnet draws everything toward you without requiring any exertion, naturally attracting what you require. Consider a plant in a garden, meticulously watered and frequently inspected, yet never permitted to mature at its own rhythm. You could hydrate it ceaselessly, but it's solely when you step aside and have faith in the natural progression that the plant flourishes independently. That embodies the strength of yielding to the inherent flow. While you are engrossed in the pursuit, you face a choice: persist in compelling matters or trust that what is destined for you will materialize in due course. The instant you cease forcing, the flow commences. The instant you cease struggling, you will initiate attracting all that you desire with simplicity. Consequently, how do you manifest your desires without fixating on the when or how they will materialize? Without pursuing, without compelling, and without agonizing over every minute element. Remain with me, as the concluding component will revolutionize everything. Let's delve in. But first, if this video helps you somehow, give it a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our content. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below and join our community to ask questions and learn from others. Your feedback is invaluable and we appreciate your engagement. Your participation is crucial to our collective growth. Number 1, detach from the outcome. Let's examine one of the most impactful modifications you can implement in your approach to existence: detaching from the result. It is straightforward to become ensnared in the consequences, be it securing employment, attaining a personal objective, or cultivating a relationship. We frequently presume that if we concentrate intently enough, we can govern the conclusion. Nevertheless, here's the actuality. The more you become preoccupied with outcomes, the more opposition you generate. When you are fixated on the final result, you generate strain that restricts your capacity to undertake inspired, composed action. Genuine strength emanates from concentrating on the procedure, your deeds, and your mindset, not the result. Here's the reality. When you solely concentrate on results, you disconnect from the present moment. Every action you undertake should be rooted in the conviction that your endeavor is adequate. The instant you commence obsessing over how and when occurrences will unfold, you introduce tension and opposition into the equation. Instead of being present, you are residing in apprehension, attempting to regulate something that exceeds your sphere of influence. When you detach from the outcome, you shift your attention to what you can regulate: your actions and your responses. This empowers you to navigate existence with enhanced ease, heightened clarity, and amplified assurance. This is where Stoic wisdom comes into play. Epictetus once articulated, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happens as it should, and you will be happy." Ponder that for a moment. Authentic contentment stems from embracing life as it exists, without necessitating it to unfold precisely as you desire. It entails trusting that everything is transpiring in its designated time frame, according to a grander scheme, and that what is destined for you will materialize naturally when the moment is opportune. When you relinquish your attachment to the consequence, you release the mental clutter and permit yourself to savor the journey. Permit me to share a narrative. A friend of mine, let's refer to her as Lily, was profoundly dedicated to attaining a specific career milestone. Daily, she labored tirelessly, yet nothing seemed to materialize. No matter how much effort she invested, progress seemed slower than desired. Frustration and exhaustion became constant companions, accompanied by persistent questioning about the delayed pace of advancement. One day, a trusted advisor offered a valuable perspective. Concentrate on delivering your best work each day and release your attachment to specific results. Trust that achievements will materialize in their own time. Lily embraced this guidance wholeheartedly. She ceased fixating on timelines and methodologies, instead prioritizing self-improvement daily. Gradually, opportunities synchronized and advancements occurred effortlessly. How then does one detach oneself from specific outcomes? Primarily, dedicate yourself to your actions. Invest your best effort without becoming overly concerned with the timing of subsequent results. Secondly, relinquish the need for perfection. Have faith that events unfold as they should. Finally, maintain presence. Avoid getting lost in anticipations of the future. Place confidence in the process and the rhythm of life. Ultimately, detaching from outcomes allows you to fully embrace the journey, concentrate on immediate actions, and relinquish the urge for complete control. When you adopt this approach, you will discover that the results you seek arise naturally and without strain. Another crucial element is mastering your mindset. Delve into this significant truth. Your thoughts mold your reality. Every day we are inundated with distractions, anxieties, and external pressures. However, the most impactful aspect you can govern is your mindset. By mastering your thoughts, you gain command over your experiences. A calm, focused mind possesses the ability to attract solutions effortlessly, whereas a scattered, reactive mind can confine you to frustration and uncertainty. Understand this reality. A positive, composed mindset does not imply overlooking challenges. It signifies confronting them with clarity and purpose. Life is not consistently easy. However, your responses to challenges determine your overall experience. With a clear mind, you become more inventive, resourceful, and receptive to opportunities. You transition from reacting out of fear or stress to responding with composed power. This shift allows you to discern solutions where others perceive obstacles. This concept aligns with Stoic wisdom. Marcus Aurelius once stated that the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Reflect on this concept. Your happiness is not contingent upon your circumstances. It depends on your interpretation of them. When you control your thoughts, you control your perceptions. Consequently, you mold your overall experience. The quality of your thoughts forms the bedrock upon which everything else is constructed. If your mind is consumed by negativity, doubt, or worry, manifesting success or attaining inner peace becomes significantly more difficult. Conversely, if your thoughts are rooted in clarity, optimism, and focus, you will find yourself advancing toward your desired life with greater ease. Consider the story of a woman, let's call her Rachel, who consistently struggled with stress. She perpetually felt pressured by time, overwhelmed by her workload, and anxious about the future. One day, she resolved to alter her approach. Instead of allowing stress to dictate her actions, she concentrated on mastering her mindset. She adopted mindfulness practices, dedicating time each day to calm her mind and reframe her thoughts. Rather than dwelling on potential setbacks, she focused on the aspects she could influence: her actions, responses, and attitude. Gradually, her stress diminished. Opportunities materialized where she had previously perceived only obstacles. She began viewing challenges as avenues for growth, not impediments to avoid. Thus, how does one master their mindset? First, cultivate awareness of your thoughts. Begin observing the content of your mind. Scrutinize whether your thought patterns lean towards optimism or whether you are indulging in negativity. Second, restructure your thought patterns. Instead of declaring, this is too difficult, adopt a mindset that frames it as, this is a challenge I am capable of overcoming. Lastly, maintain a present moment focus. By directing your attention to aspects within your immediate control, the future's uncertainty diminishes significantly. Ultimately, a composed and centered intellect stands as your most valuable asset. Attaining mastery over your thoughts equates to mastering your existence. Therefore, seize control of your mindset, and you will observe that solutions, prospects, and tranquility manifest spontaneously. The essence of your reality is shaped by the caliber of your thoughts. Thus, choose them judiciously. Now let's delve into one of life's paramount principles, in trusting in divine timing. It is easy to become swept up in the urgency of the moment, particularly when desires run deep. We exert pressure, hasten our actions, and attempt to compel events to unfold according to our will. However, the reality is that haste begets errors. When we hurry, we overlook valuable lessons, minute details, and occasionally even the opportunities that could have facilitated personal development. It is in moments of stillness, within the act of waiting, that the most profound transformations occur. By trusting in the process, you afford life the necessary space to unfold at the precise moment ordained. The truth is, everything materializes according to its designated schedule when you remain patient. The challenge resides in our conditioning to expect instant results. We inhabit a world characterized by speed, fast food, rapid information dissemination, immediate gratification. Nevertheless, certain things, especially those of genuine significance, cannot be expedited. They necessitate time for evolution, maturation, and complete development. Similar to planting a seed, if you attempt to accelerate the process, you risk damaging its capacity to flourish. Conversely, if you repose confidence in the rhythm of nature, in the divinely orchestrated order of existence, you will behold the beauty of all elements harmonizing at the destined moment. This is where Stoic philosophy becomes relevant. Epictetus once remarked, "No great thing is created suddenly." This serves as a potent reminder that endeavors genuinely worth pursuing, whether professional achievement, wisdom, interpersonal connections, or personal advancement, do not materialize instantaneously. They demand perseverance, dedication, and unwavering faith. It is not necessary to rush or force occurrences. Simply persist in performing the correct actions, consistently present yourself, and recognize that suitable opportunities will arise at the appropriate juncture. The universe possesses an innate capacity for resolving matters when you relinquish the desire to regulate every aspect. Consider the experience of a friend, whom we shall call Sophie, who became fixated on attaining career success. She toiled relentlessly, pushing herself to extreme limits, striving to manipulate events to her advantage. However, her increased haste only led to greater frustration. Each avenue seemed to close, and she felt as though she was making no progress. Eventually, she opted to reassess her approach. She ceased attempting to compel events and instead concentrated on personal growth, enhancing her competencies, cultivating her professional network, and trusting that circumstances would evolve when the timing was optimal. Gradually, prospects began to emerge spontaneously. What she had previously strained to achieve now appeared to flow into her life effortlessly. Sophie discerned that by relinquishing the compulsion to rush, she became receptive to the correct timing. So how does one cultivate trust in divine timing? The initial step involves relinquishing the need for immediate control. Refrain from attempting to compel events prematurely. Instead, prioritize personal advancement, not merely the desired outcome. Invest in your own capabilities and have faith that suitable opportunities will arise when you are adequately prepared. Cultivate patience, recognizing that everything unfolds according to its own timetable. and haste invariably culminates in disappointment. Ultimately, placing confidence in divine timing signifies an act of unwavering belief. By relinquishing control and permitting life to progress naturally, you establish the conditions for favorable circumstances to materialize. Avoid accelerating the natural order of things, trusting that all events will transpire at their designated moment. Operate with deliberate intent rather than succumbing to desperation. The distinction between acting with a clear objective and acting impetuously is significant. It is easy to become enmeshed in the frenzy, especially when feeling constrained by time or perceiving success as imminent. In such instances, the urge to act rashly can be compelling, pushing, pursuing, and scrambling for results. However, desperation tends to repel the very success it seeks. Acting from a place of fear or urgency only attracts more of the same: frustration, bewilderment, and squandered possibilities. Genuine achievement arises from acting with composed, consistent purpose, not from frantic exertion. Calm, sustained action draws success toward you rather than forceful attempts to seize it. When you possess a clear direction and take measured steps, success naturally follows. It is not about rushing or striving to surpass others, but about progressing with clarity, assurance, and mindful intention. A clear sense of purpose magnetizes success, projecting an aura of calm confidence. Desperation, conversely, leaves a noticeable impression. People can discern when someone is simply trying to advance rapidly, which does not inspire trust or attraction. Herein lies the wisdom of Stoicism. Epictetus advised, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This encapsulates the essence of purposeful action. First, determine who you aspire to be, your vision, values, and purpose, and then take actions that align with that identity. When your actions are in harmony with your inner purpose, your steps become more self-assured and focused. You are no longer driven by desperation, but by a deep-seated alignment and faith in yourself. Consider the example of a man who encountered difficulties in his career. Despite relentless effort and pursuit of opportunities, he failed to achieve the desired results. He realized he had been acting out of desperation, focusing solely on advancement rather than the underlying motivation behind his actions. Upon re-evaluation, he began acting with greater purpose, clarifying his goals, aligning them with his values, and taking consistent, thoughtful steps. In time, opportunities presented themselves that resonated with his evolving identity, not just his aspirations. To act with purpose instead of desperation, begin by defining your values and vision. Next, trust the process, focusing on incremental progress and recognizing that each action contributes to your ultimate goal. Finally, proceed with quiet confidence, relinquishing the need to compel outcomes. In the pursuit of lasting success, avoid rushing and instead cultivate trust that aligning your endeavors with your core purpose will ultimately yield favorable results. At its essence, purposeful action stands as the cornerstone of sustained achievement. When you operate with a composed and deliberate intention, you establish the groundwork for success to naturally gravitate towards you. Proceed with direction rather than desperation, and observe how circumstances begin to harmonize to your advantage. If you have enjoyed this content thus far, please consider expressing your gratitude with a comment, a gesture of appreciation. Your support is invaluable, fueling the creation of further engaging content. The aspiration is that you derive inspiration from these insights and that we continue to evolve together. Thank you for your ongoing encouragement. Now let's delve into a profoundly liberating concept: relinquishing control. In an environment where there's an incessant drive to govern every outcome, circumstance, and individual around us, it is effortless to become ensnared in a cycle of unease. There is a tendency to fret over factors beyond our influence, obsess about potential setbacks, and fixate on elements beyond our reach. However, dwelling on the uncontrollable is a futile expenditure of vitality. It is impossible to dictate the conduct of others, forecast the future, or even manipulate weather patterns. Where individual power truly resides is in governing oneself, actions, mindset, and reactions to the surrounding world. The reality is, when concentration shifts towards self-mastery, one is freed from the burden of attempting to regulate external forces. Increased attempts to manage the unmanageable will only result in heightened stress and feelings of being overwhelmed. Yet by concentrating on personal development, reactions, and inner tranquility, external factors tend to fall into proper alignment. One ceases to squander energy on inconsequential matters and instead embraces life with enhanced clarity, composure, and motivation. Instead of circling in place trying to dictate the uncontrollable, progress is made with intention, understanding that one's strength resides in reactions, not in external behaviors. Here, Stoic wisdom offers valuable insights. As Epictetus articulated, freedom is the only worthy goal in life, attainable through disregarding matters beyond individual command. Consider that genuine freedom does not stem from controlling the world, but rather from releasing the inclination to do so. Ceasing to worry about aspects that cannot be altered allows for complete immersion in what can be shaped. Reactions rooted in fear are replaced by responses infused with calm wisdom and focus. Consider the story of Anna, who perpetually worried about the future, particularly about factors outside her control, such as the opinions of others or the trajectory of her career. The more she worried, the more immobilized she became, hindering her progress. Eventually, she resolved to transform her mindset. Rather than attempting to govern every result, she prioritized mastering her responses and assuming responsibility for her daily actions. She dedicated herself to being present, acting purposefully, and relinquishing the urge to micromanage her existence. Gradually, she experienced heightened serenity. Opportunities unfolded organically, and she discerned that by releasing control, life proceeded in unexpected and positive ways. So how does one effectively relinquish control? Initially, concentrate on what is within your sphere of influence: thoughts, actions, and reactions. Secondly, abandon the expectation that everything must unfold according to a predetermined plan. To foster confidence in the unfolding of destiny and ultimately to embrace life's inherent unpredictability, understand that authentic liberation arises from relinquishing the need to govern every facet of your existence. Prioritizing self-mastery unlocks avenues to inner serenity, personal development, and harmonious integration with life's natural progression. By surrendering the illusion of control, one can experience a profound sense of lightness, embark on embodying the spirit of abundance, a transformational shift in perspective. Frequently, individuals find themselves relentlessly pursuing perceived deficiencies, perpetually striving for increased wealth, acclaim, or achievement. However, a fundamental truth lies in transcending this pursuit of what's lacking and instead conducting oneself as if one already possesses it. Cultivating an abundant mindset redirects focus from what is absent to the existing resources and opportunities. This subtle alteration dramatically transforms one's outlook, paving the way for fresh possibilities. Living as though one's desires are already fulfilled fundamentally reshapes reality. When conviction in possessing the desired abundance takes root, actions naturally align with this belief. One becomes more assured, more intensely focused, and more attuned to prospective opportunities. Rather than awaiting external alterations before embracing feelings of prosperity, tapping into the internal wellspring of abundance attracts the very essence of those desires into one's experience. eliminating the constraints of operating from a state of scarcity. Drawing upon Stoic philosophy, Epictetus observed that true wealth resides not in the extent of one's possessions, but in the moderation of one's desires. Reflect upon this. Genuine wealth isn't defined by the accumulation of material goods, but by the simplicity of one's needs. By nurturing an attitude of abundance, it becomes apparent that one already possesses all the necessary elements to sculpt the desired life. This transition from a scarcity mentality to an abundance mindset liberates individuals from the relentless pursuit, fostering appreciation for the present circumstances while trusting that future opportunities are perpetually on the horizon. Consider the narrative of James, an acquaintance consumed by the pursuit of more. He labored under the conviction that achieving a specific benchmark of financial success would finally grant him a sense of completeness. Yet the more fervently he chased this elusive goal, the more distant fulfillment seemed. Eventually he paused, resolving to live as though his needs were already met. He consciously cultivated gratitude for the blessings he already possessed, his health, his relationships, and his skills. Gradually, a profound realization dawned upon him. The more completely he embraced the energy of abundance, the greater the influx of opportunities into his life. He began attracting the very elements he had been so desperately seeking, but without the accompanying anxiety or desperation. The instant he embodied abundance, the universe began to reciprocate that energy, mirroring it back to him. How then can one embody the energy of abundance? Begin by practicing gratitude, directing attention towards existing blessings rather than perceived lacks. Next, release attachment to specific outcomes, trusting that what is intended will materialize, while acting as though it is already in your possession. Finally, implement a fundamental shift in perspective, actively adopting the belief that abundance is already present, and observe as your reality begins to reflect this conviction. Ultimately, authentic abundance emanates from within. By ceasing the pursuit of perceived deficiencies and instead operating from a posture of contentment and appreciation, one unlocks the true potential for a fulfilling life. By already possessing the feeling of your desire fulfilled, you redirect your focus and draw in all that you long for. Embody the essence of abundance and witness the transformation of your existence. Let's delve into one of the most effective strategies for advancement in life, engaging in purposeful action followed by the act of surrender. Frequently, we succumb to the pitfall of exerting every possible effort to compel desired outcomes. We strain, we fret, and we attempt to manipulate the result, laboring under the illusion that amplified exertion or heightened anxiety will expedite the process. However, the reality is this: execute the necessary tasks, then relinquish the necessity for immediate gratification. The more fixated you become on coercing events to unfold, the more opposition you generate. Genuine triumph arises from undertaking meaningful steps, succeeded by the relinquishment of attachment to the manner or time frame in which the results will materialize. The truth is, what is destined for you will materialize effortlessly once you liberate yourself from the compulsion to dictate the schedule. By aligning your endeavors with your life's purpose, you are inherently advancing in the appropriate trajectory. The pivotal element resides in maintaining consistency, reposing confidence in the progression, and cultivating patience. The outcomes you aspire to achieve will manifest in their appointed hour, occasionally unfolding in unforeseen manners. The cosmos operates according to its distinct chronology, not yours. Consequently, the more you relinquish the urge to superintend all facets, the more fluidly your existence will transpire. Herein lies the essence of Stoic wisdom. Seneca, a renowned Stoic philosopher, articulated that perseverance coupled with patience yields superior outcomes than force and trepidation. Contemplate this notion for a moment. The Stoics comprehended that exertion, devoid of apprehension, and patience, devoid of desperation, cultivates heightened tranquility and augmented achievements. When you are perpetually pushing, stressing, and agonizing, you merely engender mental disarray that impedes your advancement. Conversely, when you release anxiety and repose faith in the process, the desired results will materialize organically, and you will perceive that success is not as remote as initially envisioned. Allow me to share an illustrative narrative. A woman I know, let's refer to her as Grace, encountered challenges in expanding her enterprise. She dedicated extended hours, pursued every conceivable prospect, and incessantly dwelled on her prosperity. However, the more diligently she labored, the more agitated she became, and the less perceptible were the outcomes she sought. One day, a mentor imparted a valuable piece of counsel. Undertake the deliberate action you recognize as appropriate, then relinquish the outcome. Trust that what is earmarked for you will come to fruition. Grace redirected her attention toward executing her work with intention, ceasing her preoccupation with the timing of change. Within a span of months, circumstances began to coalesce harmoniously. Opportunities emerged spontaneously, and she discerned that the key resided not in compelling results, but in entrusting the course of events. Therefore, how does one engage in purposeful action and subsequently surrender? Initially, concentrate on the aspects within your jurisdiction. Take the actions that resonate with your principles and rely on the remainder to harmonize. Second, cultivate patience. Acknowledge that outcomes necessitate time, and the appropriate resolutions will materialize when destined to do so. Lastly, relinquish the urge to regulate all variables. Release your attachment to the outcome and maintain faith that what is rightfully yours is already en route. Ultimately, diligent effort paired with unwavering patience invariably culminates in superior results than coercion and unease. Undertake aligned action, subsequently releasing the residue, and observe the organic unfurling of circumstances. Prosperity will manifest when you cease pursuing it and simply have faith in the progression.